Hey everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. My Hero Academia today. Lemillion versus Overhaul. So, Lemillion on the right, Overhaul on the left. Lemillion is in a bad way and Overhaul is chilling like a villain. So, we're going to start with Lemillion first, and we're going to start with his nose, right? So we're along sort of the center line. Lemillion's nose over in this position on the right hand side. So, let's go. So you kind of start just with a letter L. Like that. Okay, and so this goes into his mouth and then it goes up towards his forehead here, okay? So we'll do the forehead part first. So we'll bring this, kind of curve it up and then out like this. So then it kind of looks like a letter S, kind of a long one, or a Z. Bit of a curve here though. And it might be like a little bit bumpy, so you could like, so this is his nose, so his head is down. So that's like the bridge of his nose, and he's like, got his mouth open, breathing super heavy, really angry. So, then the mouth sort of area, right? So this will like come a bit further, and then his top lip will go down this way. So a pretty particular shape. So start of his brow, start of his lip, okay? And then, so his lip will kind of go back this way, there. And then it's going to curve around his teeth. So it's going to go up, so we're making a kind of a box shape over. And then we bring it down like that, okay? And his chin disappears underneath his cape, so we won't sort of worry about that. So his teeth, right? So we have a line here for a tooth. And then this curves around towards the back, right there. And then we have teeth lines. So like we have like one, let's say here, and then another one here. And then we can see his gums, right, because his mouth is open. So we're going to add a spike just there. And then one underneath here. You can color them in dark or pink, but dark is probably best. So you should be able to see the other side of his teeth, right? So it kind of curves around like so, and then goes down the underneath. And we stop about here because his cloak goes up. So his cloak is just, see there. That goes up the side of his head. So he's got like deep dark shadow in here. So you could add it with hatching or color it in black or dark, it's up to you. And he's got like blood coming out of his mouth. So like here, a bit of a drip here, and one sort of falling like there. So blood coming out of his mouth. Right, so then his eyebrow, so here from the back up to the top of his nose, we'll go diagonal this way, and we'll have a line across the top, and then we'll bring it back down to about there. So he's got like a tear in his eye. So let's see, so it's like a long sort of oval eye. So it follows like, so his head is like vertical, right? So it's like, or not vertical, horizontal, right? This way. So the eye shape will go down this way. And then it curves back. Like that. If you wanted, you could curve that line back the whole way, but I'm going to add a tear. So what that means is I'm just going to add a little dent in his eye here. and then add a tear going back up like this. So just like a little shine or highlight or something in there. And then his pupil at the top. So he's looking at Overhaul off that way, so it's at the top. That's the main thing to remember. It's underneath his eyebrow. So he's looking that way. And you can add some wrinkles in his nose, just to show that he's really angry, kind of like that. Then his forehead, so curves up like so, and then bumps around like this, up towards his hair. Maybe like another line like so. And we might add some extra lines just above his eyebrow, just there. Hairline's just at the edge of his eye. So his ear, right, so the bottom of his ear lines up sort of with his eyebrow here, over the other side of his head. So it's like, I guess like over here. Like a square. Like there. This comes up and around. So this is his ear. Curves up. Down. Into there. You could add some bones and ligaments and stuff inside. Many different ways of doing this, of course. Like this. There's like a shadow in here. Shadow at the top. Just some hatching. Going down like so. And then like his jaw comes down in behind his cape here. And like some hatching and stuff. Shadow maybe behind his ear. Like that. So then this cape will go up further. And it kind of starts to get all ripped and torn and stuff as it flows back this way. But we'll do his hair first. So at his ear we have his sideburn. So just here. And then we'll bring it diagonal around the side of his face. Then we have some lines going this way. And we go sort of spiking around the top here. Top of his head. So that's like his sideburn. And then the spikes all the way to his forehead. That's like his hairline, his fringe line. Okay, so then coming out from the front here, we got like a couple of hair spikes sticking down, like so. I'm going up to there. And then we just add more hair spikes. Like so. And we just keep going. So he's got like a big one at the front. Like another one going up this way. Another one here. Like so. And then his hair starts to kind of go down the back. So it kind of bumps a little bit back here. Okay, so he's got like spiking hair sticking up, just sort of in line with the ear, then it starts to flow back down the back of his head, okay? Like this. And then a couple more spikes stick out the back of his head. Like here. So then cape, right? So all like ripped and torn and stuff all at the back here. So it's all scraggly and totally messed up. Okay, and it goes like this all the way off the back of my page. You could do this many different ways. You know, just adding various rip lines off the page, back that way. And then some more hairlines and stuff. So like some extra sort of details inside. Some extra hair spikes. Texture lines inside here. So maybe going back this way. Coming up like so. He's one like dangling down on his face as well there. Like so. Some texture lines running back this way. Going back like so. So the growth is going back this way. So some like zigzag sort of lines here, going all the way back. This kind of thing. Doesn't have to be exactly like mine, but that's just to, those kind of texture lines show that the hair grows back this way. And just at the bottom of his sideburn here, he's got like some extra sort of sideburn lines going down that way. And maybe like a hairline or something just here. Going down. Like so. And of course he's been in a fight, so he's got like all scratch marks all over his face. This kind of thing. Bit of a shadow maybe underneath his nose here. Oh, two more hair spikes here, missed them. Like so. Okay, so his shoulder and his arm comes down here, and his cape flows off the back. So, the line for his shoulder, big curved line coming down like so. Okay, and this goes all the way up behind. It's a big curved line. Then his bicep. So should be here. So it comes down like so. And then the back of his shoulder down to there. We meet some of his like costume lines. So like this. Down like so. Like a zigzag. And then the back of his tricep. Like in there. And then we have back of his tricep, and then the rest of his arm goes down that way. And then we have some muscle sort of lines coming down like so. So some like hatching coming down for his tricep here. Like just to show some of this muscle. And then the inside of his tricep. Like here. Some hatching coming off it. So this is a manga drawn, if you haven't realized already. Some like shadow in under here. Back that way. Some more shoulder, and then he's got those lines on his shoulder, the pattern of his suit. So that comes down, zigzag down that way, and it's a double line. So it comes down to there, and then diagonal down, follow the shape for the shoulder, down like so, and same on this side. Make it a double, like this, and add some hatching just coming down his shoulder here. So some hatching just on the bicep sort of area as well. Coming down there somewhere. Okay, so that's his arm, and then the side of his body just comes down like so. Wraps around both these areas. Like so. And then another section of his costume just comes up and goes around his back, up underneath his cape, just there, so we can't see the rest of it. And again, some like hatching underneath here. Darken up the edge lines. Boop. Okay. So then, right, the rest of his ripped and torn sort of cloak, so like comes down this way, comes back up, ripped and torn, goes back down towards here, and then you'll have like various stretch lines and stuff going down. Like so. Like this, and the rest of it runs down this way, all scratched and ripped and like so. And yeah, just loads of sort of, you could have some scratch marks and dirt marks on it as well, just from the fight. And in under here, there's like a part of his uniform. So it's like a strap just back here. So it goes like around his shoulder. And it has, you know, lines like that. It's funny, it's only on the manga version. I don't think he wears it in the anime. So or they didn't give it to him in the anime. There's kind of a line coming down his body here as well. It's probably part of his costume. Like that. So, well done to anyone who drew that, because that's not easy. Especially the tricep here. Lots of hatching and stuff on his arm. Overhaul's a bit easier, so we'll go over and do Overhaul. I might put some like debris in the air. Anyway, Overhaul. So, okay, so Overhaul's a bit simpler. He's just sort of standing there looking at Lemillion. So I guess the easiest thing to start with would be that big beak mask, right? So just starts lined up across from his forehead, Lemillion's forehead, just over here, right? So it kind of curves down the front. Like so. So, let's see. Curves down the front, and then when we get to here, about here, we got to add those buttons, right? So we got like 1. So it's like a string. We're drawing a string with sort of circles coming down, curving the whole way down, okay? So look how far down we've gone now in relation to Lemillion. Real far. Down to there, and then this is the final one. So it curves around the other side, back up. That kind of shape. So we'll go back up to the top. So just stop that about there because there's like a different section. So we'll go back up to the top and we'll go curve it down around his eye. Here, bring it back up around there. And then curves again. And this bit will go underneath his ear, I think. Somewhere there. And this strap may go a bit longer into his hair. Yeah, so around the back of his ear, this one goes under his ear. So we have another sort of section here. And then this is going to come down underneath his jaw. Like so. So that's the kind of shape we got right now. And then this goes up underneath his hair. And this goes down like there. Okay, so then his ear sort of wraps around here, goes back like so, down, like follows the back of this strap down to about here, and then comes in just there somewhere. And then bones and ligament lines inside. Like this kind of thing. don't worry too much. Every artist does ears differently, so usually the manga is more detailed than the anime, and we can probably see some of his sideburn of his hair just here. So then his forehead, right, comes out from here. So it comes out, sticks out this way, and then it changes direction and it goes up like so. It's like the top of his face, right? So, and his hairline is here. So we have some hair spikes. Go like this. I think there's a bolt that attaches on here and one here. Okay, so then before we do like all the details on the mask, we might as well do his eye. So straight up, line up that way, and you can thicken up his eyelash line. Like so. And maybe like a line coming up that way, and then an eyelid line there. That's his top eyelid. And then we have his eyeball line. So like the eyeball itself curves down there. And then his bottom eyelid curves up and goes up the back. Like that. So real pointy sort of features. And then his iris, pointy as well. So like comes down. Like so. And so his eyebrow. So just here, coming out from the brow area. So it'll go up like so, diagonal. And it's got a particular sort of shape, so it goes down at the back and then back up. And it's thicker on the end, closest to his nose. Just there. And we should see maybe a little bit of the eyebrow on the other side. So just like here, like a tiny little bit, going down towards his nose. Not much. Just there. Like so, and you could have some shadow lines just running down side of his nose here. Right, so he's got like an extra line coming down, curving down around the edge of his mask, and then this comes down like so, and it comes down into a bolted type area, right? So here, and then yeah, so this is like diagonal, comes down like so, steps down and then steps across, and back over, and then back up, and this curves down into here. So this looks like a kind of a thread or something that goes around, and it's kind of thicker on the front. So we need another line. Trace that again, that same shape, like that, and then a bigger line coming down the front, like that. So then these have all sort of lines like this. so, and then big sort of ones on the front, going diagonal, and they're kind of a bit bumpy on the bridge of his nose. Like so. And then a bolt here, and two sort of air holes here. So 1, 2, and we'll give it a center gap like that, and then like an extra line here on the edge just to make it look a little bit 3D. Like so, and we'll do the same on these. And on this metal part as well. So just giving them sort of an edge line. You're literally just going around on the top. And there could be some hatching lines just up here and coming down there. And an edge line on this bolt just there. And a few more hatching lines coming down here. Nothing major though. Okay, so top of his head, let's see. So we'll go for hair. So we'll go spiking all the way around. Goes all the way up to the top of my page. So we'll go. So this kind of hair for Overhaul. Short spikes. Like so. And we'll start to bring it down the back of his head here. So if you're worried like about how high up you bring the head, so from like, say from his mask to his fringe is about the same as the fringe to the top of the head, right? So that's about the same distance. So proportion wise, you know, here to here is about the same as here to here. And then you can probably go down twice more the same. So like we're in 4 sections in quarters if you broke it up. So here to here is the same as here to here. His fringe to the top of his mask, and then that distance can go twice down the mask. So that's how big we're going for his head, right? So hair just at the back of his head, and it'll spike and just go like into his mask here, and it kind of goes in behind his ear. And then the back of his neck will curve down and it goes in behind that cloak, that sort of fur jacket thing that he has on. And then the front of his neck comes out from underneath his mask, like here somewhere. So it comes out like so, back in. This is like a thick black shadow underneath that mask, just here. And maybe neckline just coming this way as well. Okay, so fur, boots with the fur, so like spiking back over his shoulder. So just like general spikes. Going all the way back. Like so. And I guess it goes around, it has to go around the other side of his neck as well. So we'll just add some on this side. Because it wraps around his neck. So there should be a double layer. And then the front will come down. Like spiking. Down like so. And his tie is somewhere here as well. He's got like a white tie on. So that comes down here. So that's like the fur area, and then you can add some fur inside, some spikes for the fur. And that kind of thing. And then his jacket, so the front of his body, pretty simple. We'll just go down like so. So there. And then his tie as well. So down like so. So that's like white. This is green. And I guess he's got like a black shirt. So we'll probably have to do like another line in there. So it's probably black. And then the zipper of his coat, and then the line for his shoulder, maybe here, like that. Some faux lines in around his armpit. So, and like the top of his jacket would go maybe like underneath the fur, just up here. And some more fold lines going around, like so. And some fur in underneath his chin, coming around the other side as well. There, and then the other side of his coat comes down like so. I think that's it. Yeah, that's some more just kind of lines and debris just in the air, just to make it a bit more dramatic. So there you go, Lemillion versus Overhaul. Hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.